Your friend doesn't text back for 2 hours. Instantly, a thought appears. They're upset with me. No evidence. No proof. Just a thought. But your body doesn't ask for proof first. Your chest tightens. Your stomach drops. You start replaying the last conversation, searching for what you did wrong, word by word. 2 hours later, they reply. Sorry, my phone died. Nothing was wrong at all. But for 2 hours, you lived inside a story your brain invented and believed completely, as if it were already confirmed fact, no questions asked. This happens constantly, in 100 small ways every single day. A boss looks distracted in a meeting. You decide they're disappointed in you. A stranger doesn't smile back. You decide something is wrong with you specifically. None of these thoughts get questioned. They arrive, and you believe them instantly, the same way you'd believe a fact you already know for certain to be true. Not because they're accurate. Because your brain hands them to you already labeled as real, and you rarely stop to check that label. Here's the part almost nobody tells you. A thought is not a fact. It never was. Your brain generates thousands of thoughts a day, and most of them are simply guesses, not reports. But negative guesses feel different. They feel urgent. They feel true the second they appear. That's not because they're more accurate than positive ones. It's because your brain isn't actually built to find truth. It's built to find danger. And danger, even imagined danger, always gets treated as real first, questioned later, if ever questioned at all. Think of a smoke detector in your kitchen. It doesn't wait to confirm there's an actual fire before screaming loudly. It screams the moment it detects smoke, even from burnt toast on a normal morning. False alarms are annoying, but survivable. A missed real fire is not survivable at all. So the detector is built to overreact every time, on purpose, by design. Your brain runs on the exact same logic. It would rather give you 100 false negative thoughts than miss one real threat. For years, one woman believed a single sentence about herself. I'm not smart enough for this. It started after one harsh comment in school, years and years earlier. She never questioned it again after that day. She turned down promotions. She stayed quiet in every meeting. She avoided anything that might expose the truth she already believed about herself completely. Then, at 30, she finally took a real skills test out of pure curiosity. Her results placed her in the top 5% nationally. The thought had been false the entire time. She just never checked. That's the danger of an unquestioned negative thought. It doesn't just visit once. It quietly shapes decades. It decides what you try, what you avoid, who you become, or don't become. And the whole time, it never had to prove itself. It simply arrived early, felt true, and got treated like settled fact for years, sometimes for an entire lifetime, without a single moment of real scrutiny. One sentence, believed once, quietly running an entire life from the background. There's a name for why negative thoughts stick so much harder than positive ones. Researchers call it negativity bias. Your brain treats bad information like Velcro. It grabs on instantly and holds tight. Good information gets treated like Teflon. It slides right off, barely leaving a mark. One harsh comment can echo for years. 10 compliments can vanish within a day. This isn't a personal weakness. It's wired into every human brain, built over millions of years of survival, long before compliments or criticism ever existed at all. Back when survival meant avoiding predators and starvation, missing a threat could kill you instantly, without warning. Missing a reward just meant a slightly harder day, nothing more serious than that. So evolution favored brains that noticed danger fast and remembered it clearly for a long time. That same ancient wiring is still running today, except now that danger is usually a delayed text, an awkward silence, or a critical comment online. Your brain still treats it like a predator hiding in the grass, flooding you with the exact same alarm it would use for real physical danger. This is why one negative thought can completely hijack your entire day. Your amygdala, the brain's alarm system, fires before your rational thinking even catches up. By the time logic arrives, you've already felt the fear, already believed the story, already started reacting to it. Logic shows up late to a meeting the emotional brain already started without it. That's not because you're irrational. It's because fear was designed to move faster than reason, every single time, for good evolutionary reason, built long before modern life existed. Without questioning this pattern, life slowly narrows, bit by bit. You stop applying for things you'd actually be good at. You stop speaking up in rooms where your voice genuinely matters. You stop trying relationships, projects, and risks that could have gone beautifully well for you. Not because you failed at them in reality. Because a thought told you that you would fail, and you believed it completely, without ever putting it on trial first. The narrowing happens so slowly, you rarely notice it happening until years have quietly passed you by. Meanwhile, someone else with the exact same doubts learns to pause before believing them automatically. They notice the thought arriving. They question it honestly. Is this actually true, or does it just feel true right now, in this moment? That single pause changes everything that follows afterward. Same brain wiring. Same negativity bias running quietly in the background. But one person built a habit of fact-checking their own mind, and the other simply accepted every alarm as confirmed truth without a second look, every single time it rang loudly. So how do you actually build that pause? Start by naming the thought out loud, exactly as it is. Not, I'm terrible at this. Instead, I'm having the thought that I'm terrible at this. That tiny shift creates distance. It moves the thought from being you to being something you're simply observing, the same way you'd observe weather passing outside a window, real, but not permanent, and not necessarily accurate at all. It's just weather. It always eventually passes through. Then ask a simple question every single time. What's the actual evidence? Not the feeling. The evidence. Did they say they're upset, or did you just assume it? Did the test results actually say you failed, or did one small mistake convince you the whole thing was ruined? Most negative thoughts collapse instantly under this one question, because they were never built on evidence in the first place. They were built on fear, dressed up carefully to look like fact, and nothing more solid than that. Do this consistently, and something shifts. Not overnight, but steadily. The alarm still fires. That part never fully stops, and it shouldn't. But you stop obeying it instantly. You create a gap between the thought arriving and you believing it completely. In that gap lives your actual freedom, the freedom to choose which thoughts deserve your trust, and which ones are just old, outdated smoke detectors screaming loudly at burnt toast that was never actually on fire in the first place. Imagine that woman from earlier, the one who believed she wasn't smart enough for 30 long years. Imagine if she had asked one simple question decades sooner. What's the actual evidence for this? One question. 10 seconds of pause. Possibly an entire different life, built years earlier than it actually was. That's how much power a single unquestioned thought can quietly hold over the years you actually have to live, if it's never once put on trial and questioned properly. So the next time a dark thought arrives, feeling completely certain, completely true, pause before you accept it fully. Ask what's actually behind it. A fact,